last time. We'll fill it up with my super secret planting soil mix. Then we drag out the frame for the raised bed, tack it down, and fill that up to the top with more planting mix. Then we're done. Oliver circled the pit several times. Then he hopped in and scratched the soil with his front paws, yelping. He put his head down, digging furiously. All they could see was sand flying past his fuzzy oatmeal-colored rump. "What's he doing?" Kate asked. "Probably digging up one of the gloves he buried, or one of his other treasures. Oliver's got stuff buried all over town," Maxi said with a rueful smile. They watched as the poodle mix pup paddled furiously with his front paws for several minutes. Then he sat back on his haunches and howled. Maxi sat forward alarmed. "He's never done that before," she said, setting her glass on the ground. "Maybe the little guy hurt himself," Kate said, as they both hurried over to the half-grown pup. As they neared, Oliver began digging again, his oversized paws frantically clawing the sand. "Oliver, come here, baby," Kate called softly. "Come up here." When he jumped out of the pit and trotted over, Kate stroked his soft curly coat and scratched him lovingly behind one ear. "Now let me see those paws of yours," she said, gently examining each one in turn. "Nope, you're fine. Everything looks good," she called over her shoulder to Maxi. "I don't think so," Maxi said softly. "What do you mean?" Kate said, turning to see her friend's face pale. Maxi silently pointed down to the hole where Oliver had just been digging, and that's when Kate spotted it. In the sandy soil, scraps of an ancient leather boot, long and brackish brown, in tatters. Kate could barely make out what had probably been a wide cuff at the top, and a big silver buckle blackened with age at the bottom. It reminded Kate of something out of Treasure Island or the Discovery Channel. Exposed at the top of the boot, yellowed with time, was a barely visible swath of bone. "What? Who?" Kate gasped. Maxi took a giant step back and crossed herself. "Dios mío," she whispered. "It's him. It's really him. It has to be." Who is it?" "Gentleman George Bly, the Pirate King. I thought it was just a story," she said in a hushed voice, shaking her head. "Something to tell me niños at bedtime, but it's real." Kate stood and took a step closer to her friend. Oliver followed suit. The three of them stared down into the pit. "I admit that boot looks old," Kate said, "but what makes you think it's him?" "He's all part of the legend," Maxi said quietly. "Gentleman George, he pretty much founded Coral Cay. He and his men. They're the reason we have our pirate festival every year. Well, they're meant to celebrate the end of tourist season. His crew used to raid the Spanish treasure ships sailing to and from Florida and the Caribbean. This island was their home base. He was smart and he was sneaky. He bested the Spanish king every single time and swiped their loot. But he had a code, a sense of honor. And he was only stealing what had already been stolen in the first place. But one time, the last time, they were attacked by a galleon, a big warship. He was wounded. His ship was nearly sunk. But Gentleman George, he still had a few tricks up his sleeve, and he got his ship and crew to safety, back to Coral Cay." "What happened after that?" Kate asked, never taking her eyes off the boot buckle. "No one really knows," Maxi said. "Local legend has it, once he and his men reached the harbor, they burned the ship to cover their tracks, and shortly after that, he died. Supposedly, his men laid him out in his very best clothes and even shined up the silver buckles on his boots, and as a gesture of respect and gratitude, they buried him in a secret spot on the island with his share of the treasure, a fortune in gold and jewels, and the site has never been found."